Concordia Bank is proud to sponsor this summer's reading programs at the Concordia Parish Library. I hope all young readers enjoy the summer's performances on Thursdays.
Also known as the Little Mermaid. I am here today for the summer reading story time to talk to you about all things under the sea and to even read my own personal story. I'm so excited to be with you guys today and to get to share all these wonderful stories with you. The first book I have for you today is called My Under the Sea Pop-Up Book, and it's going to teach us about all my friends under the sea. Here lies the rusty wreck of a ship, deep down in its ocean grave, haunted by the bones of a long-lost crew, where eels and an octopus wave. Do you know where the eels are? Is that the eel? No, that's a seahorse. Is that the eel? No, that's a crustacean. I think this long guy down here is the eel. And do you know where the octopus is? He's hidden right there in the middle. The manta ray flaps huge fishy wings and soars like a bird or a bat. The other fish stare and gasping ask, now what in the ocean is that? Do you think that you can flap your wings like a manta ray? Maybe something like this? Pretty fun, right? The great blue whale is gigantic. If an elephant peeped into the sea, he would say in great amazement, "That thing is even bigger than me." Whoa. Big, big, big sea creature. The octopus has many arms. She can act upon any wish, throw balls, fly kites, and wave to her friends while conducting choirs of fish. Sometimes I wish I had as many arms as an octopus. I could do so many things at once and hold on to so many human things. Dolphins have such delightful smiles. As they race and leap to the sky, they grin and they swim and swish their fins as miles of the sea flash by. Look at all the dolphins. They do have beautiful smiles, and even their bird friends have pretty smiles. Mr. Great White Shark looks very upset. His jaws are a terrifying sight. I will not think of his great big teeth when I go to sleep tonight. Sharks are very scary, but they're usually not that aggressive, but they're so big and their teeth do really give me a fright. The turtle can hide inside his shell whenever he's feeling shy, but he peeps outside when you open this book just to see who is passing by. Sometimes I wish I had a shell like a turtle. Does a seahorse live in a stable? Does he gallop and race and neigh? I would go for a rocking seahorse ride if under the waves I could play. I've spent a lot of time with seahorses under the sea, and since meeting Prince Eric, I've got to meet land horses too, and I like them both very much. The lobster who likes to hug you says, "Watch out for my claws." Now who would like to cuddle next to me and kiss my feathery jaws? He's got a fancy beard like my dad, King Triton, don't you think? As Mr. Krabs runs sideways, he says, "This is very hard, you know. My legs are zippy and my claws are nippy, but I never know which way they will go." My best friend Sebastian is a crab. He is always on the move. And that, my friends, is the My Under the Sea pop-up book. Now, I want to talk to you just a little bit more of some of the creatures that we read about in the book today. There are many types of rays. Do you remember the manta ray? Most live in salt water, but a few are even found in fresh water. Their strong teeth are for crushing food such as crabs, clams, snails, and oysters. As you saw in the book, the manta ray can fly, but they can also jump out of the water to get rid of dirt and parasites on their skin. Turtles can lay between 100 and 200 eggs, but only about a fourth of them survive. Nearly all species of sea turtles are on the endangered species list. Sea turtles often mistake plastic bags for jellyfish, and more than half of sea turtles found will have plastic debris in their gut. Please don't leave plastic on the beach. Sharks have been around for almost 350 million years. Most sharks keep moving to breathe, pushing water through their mouth and out through their gills. Despite having a bad reputation, more people are likely to be killed each year by hippos, bees, and domestic dogs over sharks. They're not as scary as you'd think. There are more than 300 species of octopus, and they are skilled problem solvers. They will climb into crab traps and steal crabs to eat. They have 8 arms and are closely related to garden snails. Have you ever seen a garden snail in your garden? I've seen octopus in mine. A female octopus can lay more than 75,000 eggs in strands. The major threat to octopus is the destruction of its habitat, the coral reefs, and reduction of its food supply. Octopus are one of the smartest invertebrates. Jellyfish are 95% water. I've heard that humans are 75% water, so that's a lot more water inside a jellyfish. They have no brain, no heart, no bones. Their bodies are made of cells with a thick jelly-like substance in between. Some marine jellyfish can grow up to 6 feet in diameter with 121 foot tentacles. They are not actually fish, but closely related to coral and sea anemones. Jellyfish are not endangered. They are actually a problem. Due to the decline of other fish species that feed on them, their numbers are booming. So what problems face our ocean? Overfishing, habitat destruction, oil spills, chemical runoff, and erosion, which leads to some of our creatures being endangered, like the turtles I mentioned before. So how many of you are going to the beach this summer? Think about it. Think about the amazing trip you're going to have at the beach, how much fun you're going to have, all the sandcastles you're going to make, all the salt water that's going to get in your hair. But when you go to the beach, I want you to also think about how you can help the ocean. You're right there next to my home, and I hope you would take care of it. So here's some ways how. When you have plastic bags, maybe for your lunch, like this one, make sure you throw this away. It does not need to go in the ocean, and there are always trash cans around the beach. Disposable food containers. Make sure you pack those up, don't let them get washed away. Snack wrappers and other loose garbage can also be washed into local waterways and end up in the ocean. Even if you're at a river or a lake, it can still reach the ocean. Another thing that poses a major problem to birds, turtles, seals, and some other fish are these little guys. You might see these on drinks or other things you might bring to the beach, but these little holes can get stuck around these creatures' necks, and it can prevent them from breathing, being able to eat, and can eventually kill them. If you have one of these, bring a pair of, I think they're called scissors. Bring a pair of scissors, cut it up, and throw it away, and no animals will be hurt by these. We have learned so much about some of my friends under the sea and how to take care of them. So now I would like to play a little game. Can you name this sea creature? Let's start with this guy. Do you know what his name is? What's he called? He was in the book. This is a dolphin. You remember his beautiful smile? What about this one? Notice the little hole on top of its head? Which one's this guy? This is a blue whale. And he's blue, so that's really convenient. What about this guy? This guy wasn't in our book, So it'd be fun to know if you know which guy this is. What do you think? You ever seen him before? This is an orca whale. What about this guy? He's got a really nice texture on the top of his head. Do you know what this guy's called? This one is the humpback whale. He is a very, very big whale. Now what about this guy? Is it a whale? Is it a shark? It's a whale shark, and it's a shark. Now, this is another shark. Now, what kind of shark is this? He's kind of got a fancy head, doesn't he? Well, that's because this shark is a hammerhead shark. Now, this is our misunderstood friend. Do you remember what his name is? He is a great white shark, and he's not as mean as you think. I have some other friends. I have this shell. This one's very beautiful. This one is called a lion's paw, and look at the pretty purple inside. You might recognize this one because I do. This one is a moon snail. There's a certain evil sea witch who used to have one of these, and my voice actually got trapped in one of these bad boys. This is an abalone shell, and look how beautiful the inside is. The inside of this really makes me think of the ocean. All the colors and the shine, it's so beautiful. Now this one you probably will recognize. This is my friend Flounder. He is the sweetest guppy in the whole world, and I'm so lucky to have him as my friend. And this crustacean is Sebastian, who always knows the right thing to do and is a true loyal friend. And this guy is a jellyfish. I don't know if he has 121 feet, but he does have some very nice feet, don't you think? And the last thing I would like to share with you guys today is my own fairy tale. The Little Mermaid. Sebastian, the court composer, had planned a royal concert in honor of Triton, the Sea King, and all his daughters were to sing. But Ariel, me, the daughter with the most beautiful voice, hadn't shown up. Triton was losing his patience. "Ariel!" he called. Look at all of them, wondering where I am. But Ariel could not hear her father. She was busy exploring a sunken ship. The Little Mermaid wanted to know all she could about the creatures called humans. "Oh my gosh," Ariel cried. She held up a fork. "Have you ever seen anything so wonderful in your life?" "But what is it?" asked her friend Flounder. Ariel and Flounder went to Scuttle the seagull. They found him perched on his favorite rock. "It's a dingle hopper," he said with certainty. "Humans use these little babies to straighten their hair." Ariel was fascinated. Now she knew one more thing about humans. Later that day, Ariel was human watching. She spotted a handsome young man on a ship. As soon as Ariel laid eyes on Prince Eric, she fell in love. But soon, a storm began to rage. The ship was in trouble. Prince Eric was trying to steer through the storm when a bolt of lightning flashed. The ship's sail caught fire. Rough waves tossed the ship back and forth. Eric went flying into the sea. "I must save him," cried Ariel. She dove underwater and pulled the prince safely to shore. Have you ever been on a boat in a storm? Me either, but it's really scary. Prince Eric was very still for a long time. Scuttle wasn't sure if he was alive. But suddenly, Ariel saw his chest move. Up and down, up and down. "Look, he's breathing," Ariel cried. She began to sing a love song to him, but was soon interrupted by Prince Eric's dog, Max. Ariel hurried back into the water. With Flounder by her side, she headed for home. That's Max. Do you guys have dogs? I've come to love dogs. That's one of my favorite things on land, I think. When King Triton found out Ariel was in love with a human, he became very angry. He destroyed her collection of human objects and told Ariel she could never see the prince again. Ariel was very sad. She went to the sea witch, Ursula, for help. She doesn't look very inviting. I should have known. The only way to get what you want is to become human, Ursula explained. Well, the plan sounded simple enough. Ursula would turn Ariel into a human for 3 days. If Ariel could get the prince to kiss her, she would remain human forever. But if not, she would turn back into a mermaid and belong to Ursula. But there was a price for Ursula's magic. What I want from you is your voice, the sea witch demanded, but she was in love. Ariel agreed. With a swirl of her magic potion, Ursula took away Ariel's voice and dropped it into seashell locket. Ariel looked down where her tail used to be, and she had legs. Flounder quickly swam her up to the surface. I was not used to swimming with legs. It was really difficult. I'm thankful that I had Flounder there to help me. Prince Eric had recovered nicely by the time Flounder dragged Ariel to shore. When the prince saw Ariel, he did not know that she was the one who saved him. Without her voice, Ariel couldn't sing or tell him who she was. Prince Eric liked Ariel very much. He took her rowing at twilight. Triton had asked Sebastian to watch over Ariel, so the crab tried to help things along. He led Scuttle and his friends in a romantic song. "Kiss the girl," they sang. But the prince did not kiss Ariel. Not on the first day, nor on the second. It was a beautiful boat ride, though. On the third day, Scuttle surprised Ariel with the news that the prince was getting married. On board the wedding ship, everyone was busy getting ready, including Vanessa, the bride-to-be, who was singing happily. Scuttle heard her beautiful voice and flew down to the ship, looking through the porthole. He saw Vanessa look in the mirror. "It's the sea witch!" cried Scuttle. He flew off for help as quickly as he could. "We made a deal," Ursula said. That was weird. "We made a deal," Ursula said. The sea witch grabbed Ariel and drove into the sea. When they reached the ocean floor, King Triton appeared. "Let her go," he demanded. In no time, sea creatures and birds rushed the ship and began to attack Vanessa. Vanessa's shell locket crashed to the deck. It opened, freeing Ariel's voice just as she pulled herself aboard. The prince heard Ariel speak, and at last he knew that Ariel was the one who had rescued him. He went to kiss her, but the sun had set. Ariel's 3 days were up. "You're too late!" screamed Ursula. "I might be willing to make an exchange for someone even better," Ursula said slyly. King Triton sadly agreed to the sea witch's deal. Ariel was set free, and Triton allowed himself to be turned into a lowly sea creature. "Now I am ruler of all the ocean!" shouted Ursula. Soon, Ursula found herself face to face with Prince Eric, who had come to rescue Ariel. They battled above and below the sea, and finally Eric killed the wicked Ursula, and Triton was king of the sea once more. "She really does love him, doesn't she?" Triton asked Sebastian. The crab assured the king that Ariel belonged with the prince. With a wave of his Triton turned Ariel into a human being. It wasn't long before Prince Eric and Ariel were married. All the creatures of the sea and land were there to congratulate the happy couple. Isn't that a beautiful and wonderful happy ending? Thank you so much, little guppies, for letting me be here for summer story time. It was bubbles of fun, and I hope that I get to see you on land sometime soon. And if not, think of me when you're at the beach this summer. Bye!